Hello everyone, Dr. Two Snippets here, and welcome to the start of a new era, because this is my first 3.75 inch figure review, and this is of the 11th Doctor. Now, this review is also quite special to me because it's my first review since Rory, the last of the 5-inch figures, back in September, so it's the first review since my break. So I do now feel like I'm finally properly back. So yeah, it's really cool to be doing a review again, what I'm meant to be doing. I have all of Wave 1 and the Cold War set. I told loads of people that I'd ordered the Doctor, Clara, the Ice Warrior and the Cyberman, which I did. They arrived yesterday morning, but then when I went out shopping yesterday afternoon, I saw the Dalek and the Weeping Angel and the Cold War set. So I thought, okay, let's get them, because I want the Unmasked Ice Warrior, and I might as well have all of Wave 1. So I got all of them, and now I have all of Wave 1 and one of the sets. So my overall verdict on these figures, before I get started, is that as much as I thought it was a bad idea, I'm pretty pleased with them. I think Character Options have done a good job at the changeover. The worst in the wave is by far is the Weeping Angel. The Dalek is actually a hell of a lot cooler than I thought, but by far the best is the Cyberman. Now, I'm going to be reviewing him in a couple of weeks, so you've got that to look forward to. But this Doctor I find slightly disappointing, probably because it looks nothing like Matt Smith, and I've never liked this outfit, even when it was like when the 11th Doctor started wearing it. I thought, what? And because it's such a complicated outfit, I think they've got the paint wrong in places. It's weird. But anyway, yeah, so these 3.75 inch figures also have another bonus to them. It appears to me that they've been able to focus more on the detail and the paint of the figures because it's smaller, there's less surface area. And in the last few years we've noticed the build quality of the figures is slowly getting worse. And now, especially I noticed it on the Dalek, it's really good again. They're really great figures. And also what I like about them is because they're so small they've got to have this, but they come with a base, which is basically an enlarged version of the micro figures, what are they called? Yeah, micro figures. I haven't talked about them for ages. The character building ones. And it means finally we don't have to worry about standing them up. So I've got to review him. So before I start, I'm going to briefly do the packaging because these figures come in all new packaging. So let's go over to the packaging and then I'll carry on with the review. Okay, so I'm going back to this style of reviewing packaging, but before anyone moans and whinges, I'm going to say that I'm going to try and make it a lot faster than it used to be. So here we go, this is the new packaging, first time I reviewed it. I haven't got two Doctors, sorry if I'm stating the obvious, I've just recorded this bit before the bit you just saw. So anyway, here we go, I am talking to you from the past. Ooh. Anyway, alright, so we have his name, the Doctor. Now, they used to call him the 11th Doctor, so they've renamed it to just the Doctor, like they used to a long time ago. There's the Character Options logo, we have the Doctor Who logo. We have 6 figures to collect. We have, up the top, we have a TARDIS. Sorry, my mind went blank. We have Series 7 figure collection. We have BBC logo and 5+. On the back, however, we have some new things again. We have the important product information in the same place as it always used to be, but this time we have a QR code down here to scan with your smartphone or tablet, and it says, for more Doctor Who fun, scan me, or scan me for more Doctor Who fun, rather. Here we have action figures, and we have the same sort of diamond display we used to have. We have the 6 in Wave 1, 6 figures to collect. We have 2 of the Time Zone playsets. We have the Cold War playset and the Dalek Invasion playset. I obviously, as I mentioned earlier, have the Cold War set, and yeah, I'll go more into that when I do a review on it. And up here we go, also available, Doctor Who logo, and we have 5+ again. Right, that was surprisingly fun to review it like that for a change rather than the pictures. Anyway, going back to the Doctor. So, okay, let's start reviewing this figure now the packaging is done. Well, obviously the first thing we notice about him is he is a lot smaller. Obviously, because he is an inch and a quarter shorter. This is actually quite useful for me, because I can get them really close to the camera without having to, like, move the camera around. So, it's pretty useful for me, in that sense, when I'm reviewing them. So, just for comparison, here is his predecessor. And this is the 2010 Comic Con exclusive jacketless 11th Doctor. And as you can see, he is absolutely massive compared to the smaller 3.75 inch. He's a bit further back, but as you can see, it's just ridiculous, the size difference. So if we take him away and we go back to this figure, look, I can get him this close just about, and you can look at all his detail. So I'm going to go over detail first. We're going to start with the head. As you can see, the hair is pretty similar to before. From the back it really is quite like Matt Smith, and almost from the side about there. But the actual face sculpt is disappointing. It looks nothing like the Doctor, and yeah, it kind of ruins the whole figure if you ask me. I'm going to take him off his base because that's annoying me. Going down, we have the famous bow tie, and we have a blue shirt. And then going down, we have just a standard brown waistcoat, and then we have black trousers, and finally we have brown boots. The actual reddish brown coat here is made of a soft material, so you can, you know, bend it around. It's not as solid as it used to be. It is similar to the jacket on the old 11th Doctor figures. I'm just trying to think, is this the... Yeah, it is. It's the first 11th Doctor we've had in a different outfit from his Series 5 and start of Series 6 look. Going around the back, we have just some creases in the coat. Nothing special. But as you can see, his blue sleeves come down over his wrist, which looks quite cool. And we have a couple of buttons there. As I said before, the boots are pretty standard. Nothing has really changed. It's a bit too dark for you guys to see that, and I'm having some serious focus issues, but they do have some laces on them. Obviously, as you can see, he comes with an accessory, which is a sonic screwdriver, which is obviously a lot smaller than the old one, which I have here. Hang on. And this time it is closed, which I quite like, if I'm honest. I think it looks better because the majority of the time the screwdriver is closed. However, it is not painted green at the end, instead it is just left silver. But the rest of the screwdriver is painted, but as it's smaller it has way less detail than before. So let's start on the articulation. The head does a 360 degree turn. At last I have a figure that does it. It is a bit loose, it wobbles so-so. Going down onto the arms, hang on. We have the shoulder joint, so it does a 360 like that, and it also comes out to 90 degrees like we got introduced in the Series 6 Flesh Wave. However, because they're smaller now, we have lost my favourite. We no longer have the second joint, unfortunately. However, we do have a 90 degree bend at the elbow like before, and the hand swivel 360 degrees at the wrist. The legs don't seem to turn at the waist. However, they do come out, I think. Nope, they do not on this figure. However, on the Cyberman, I know they do, so my apologies. So yep, all we can do at the legs really, and the coat limits it, is bend like that. It has no second thigh joint, because like up in the biceps, he is really small now. We have 90 degrees at the knee, we have 360 in his foot at the ankle. Obviously, that is articulation, but the base is fairly standard. You've probably seen it before on the micro figures. We have like this hexagonal build support on the bottom, which is similar to the sets, the time zone sets, which is interesting. And we obviously have the single peg to hold the foot in. So yeah, this figure, I'm going to have to do ratings. So I'm going to give it, for detail, I don't know, the articulation's fairly good. It's less than it used to be, but it's standard for the new figures, so it's good. And the detail is quite impressive, but the face ruins the whole figure. So, and the screwdriver's a nice new accessory, it's better than the old one. So I'm going to give this figure a 8 out of 10. I think it should be 7, but I don't want to be that harsh on our first 3.75-inch Doctor. So yeah, this figure gets a 8 out of 10, and yeah, it's really good start to the new range. As I said before, I think Character Options have done a really good job at the changeover. They haven't disappointed me nearly as much as I thought they would. In fact, I'm not really disappointed at all, to be honest. And what I'm going to do, seeing as there are 6 of these, I'm going to review one a week, hopefully. So next week I'm going to be doing Clara, and the week after that I'm going to be doing the Cyberman, and then I'll decide the rest. And then on the 7th week, I might do the Cold War set. I don't know if I'll ever review that. So you're guaranteed 6 weeks of reviews from me, so you've got that to look forward to. I will announce at the end of each review what's coming next week, because as I say, I haven't decided further past the 3rd week. But also, just to tease you guys, there is a lot of exciting stuff going on the Doctor Who snippets right now. You've got a lot to look forward to. Stay tuned in the coming weeks for more details on that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Great to be back. And I will see you in the review of Clara Oswald next week. Probably on Sunday. Alright guys, bye for now.